Good morning, guys. I hope everyone is well. Happy Wednesday. It is the 28th of January, and this is a daily market outlook, a daily market analysis for today. Before we get into the charts, just firstly, I want to mention obviously this is an early upload. Yesterday was a little bit of a later upload, so if you guys need to understand that, you have to have your notifications turned on. You have to have your notifications turned on. You just go to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and it literally will just send you a signal when I obviously when I have uploaded a video. So please make sure that you do that. But before we get into the actual charts, I want you to understand that the content on this channel is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing shared here should be considered financial, investment, or trading advice. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions. Trading and investing always involves risk, and you should never risk more than you can afford to lose. So, with that being said, let's have a look at what's going on today. I do hope everyone is doing well. Before we do anything, let's have a look at what is happening in regards to Forex Factory, which is our news events coming up. So today we've got quite a heavy day of news. For the rest of the week, we've got quite a heavy, news week. So as you can see, we've obviously already had AUD CPI at 1:30 a.m. And then this afternoon, we've got a 3:45 CAD red folder news. Then going into 8 p.m. and 8:30 p.m., we have the Fed's fund rate, and then obviously the FOMC press conference at 8:30. So heavy news day in regards to today, and then tomorrow unemployment claims, which is a big one. Friday core PPI and at 2:30. So yeah, today, tomorrow, and Thursday is something that we need to keep an eye on. So. Going into the charts, what can we see what's happening? We got some volume yesterday. We didn't get a pullback at all. As you can see, this is still our daily range, daily lower high, daily lower low. And just following the structure of what's going on right now, we obviously yesterday had consolidation. We was waiting to see we could potentially get some, pullback into like this demand supply, sorry, and then get this. But we didn't obviously get that yesterday. All what happened is we consolidated and then we broke out, which leaves us now at a new range from this low 4 hour lower high and then obviously this 4 hour lower low. Now, the first thing I'm going to point out for the dollar is we're actually in this daily supply, daily demand area here. We have this little demand area which has been unmitigated. You can see this is a demand area that was not touched previously, and that's why the market has slowly started to obviously consolidating here. So, it'd be interesting to see if we can get any sort of move from here to fill in some of this imbalance. That is my first thought. But simply looking at the 4 hour, we're just going to go off structure at this moment in time. The next area that I'm waiting for is, can we see a bounce into this 4 hour supply to then carry on downwards? That's my 4 hour, prediction to see what happens. Of course, if you guys, want to trade aggressive, you can look at the 1 hour. And see if you can obviously trade, this long if we do get confirmation. If you do break, let's say this high, ooh, then of course you can potentially long into this area. Um, but yeah, at this moment in time, what's happening is the market on the dollar is currently reacting out of this 1 hour supply area here, which is why we're getting that movement away. So that leads me on to the other major pairs, EU, GU, and so on and so on. Pretty much the same scenario. We was wanting to see if we can get this pullback, of course, but we was in this 1 hour supply, which we talked about yesterday. And as you can see, that 1 hour supply, held and it just flew. So we have a new 4 hour range, simply from, this low to this high. So waiting at this moment in time to see if we can get some sort of pullback. As you guys can currently see, we have this 4 hour demand area. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. We have this 4 hour higher low, 4 hour higher high. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get some sort of pullback, potentially into this demand, fill in these imbalances, and then go and create that new 4 hour higher high. That's my main thought going into the four. If you look at the daily, of course, you can start looking at these daily demand areas, but right now, I wouldn't be focusing on these demand areas until we break this 4 hour structure. Looking at where the market is at on EU on a daily, We are currently up in this area here, which if I just zoom in, you can see the market is imbalance, unmitigated supply area around here. Let's see if it lines up with the US dollar. So pretty much came in almost into that daily supply. But like I said, they have a lot of imbalance there as well, a lot of imbalance. So that's where it's reacting from currently. But looking at this, pretty simple to understand from the daily and the 4 hour of what we want to see. If you look at the one, if you look at the one, you can see that, of course, that's a four. But at this moment in time, the 1 hour is reacting from this level of demand here. This 1 hour demand area is what is currently holding. Because if you follow the structure from the one, you can see that market's always having these little mini pullbacks here, always having these little mini pullbacks, as you guys can see. And that's where this 1 hour ranges from this 1 hour higher low to this 1 hour higher high. So at this moment in time, 1 hour is still bullish, and this is where we're getting the reaction from, which is the exact same area as the US dollar. And as you guys can already tell, it'll be the exact same with GU. No need to go to the daily, it's exactly the same. Yesterday, it was consolidating. We was waiting to see again if we could potentially see a pullback into these demands and then get that movement away. We didn't quite get that. So what's happened is we had this 1 hour area, which we talked about, and obviously that 1 hour area is stuck, which I'll show you in a second. But as you guys can see, where is my 4 hour demand? My 4 hour demand at this moment in time is here. And that's exactly where I would be, interested in seeing if the market can come back into, because we have a lot of imbalance here, imbalance, imbalance. So that'd be interesting. But if you look at the 1 hour is of course doing something different at this moment in time. And what I mean by something different is you can see that the market is in this 1 hour, currently in this 1 hour demand area, filled in the imbalance. That's our 1 hour high low, 1 hour high high, and currently just consolidating around that area at this moment in time. So yes, this 1 hour could stick, and we could go and carry on bullish like we did yesterday from here. If you look at yesterday, you can see that we talked about this 1 hour demand area that I mentioned, and yeah, I don't know how many pips it was, but you can see that she flew for around 207 almost, which is insane. So keeping an eye out on this area, it break below, I'll be expecting a deeper retracement into these lower parts of this 4 hour range. My bad. And seeing if we can get that retracement which aligns around the 786 and the 886 area on the Fibonacci. NZUSD, let's have a look at what she's doing. So NZ, same scenario as all major pairs should be. Consolidated yesterday, broke out, new 4 hour range, 4 hour higher low, 4 hour higher high. So at this moment in time, from a structural standpoint, can we see retracement to then go and do this? Very simple. That's what I want to see from a four. But if you look from a one, what is going on? Well, you can just come and see at this moment in time that the market is dipped into this imbalance here. It's got a little bit lower to the rest. It dipped into this imbalance here, and the market has obviously moved away. It's took out these lows here. I'm pretty sure that same as me, I would have gone off this as being a demand area as well. So if you guys had that as a demand on a 1 hour, you're correct. Doesn't always have to necessarily, play out. It is pulled back into this 1 hour imbalance. So yeah, but looking at this, what I can currently see right now is just bullishness. Can we take out this high? That's my next train of thought is, can we take out this high and then potentially look for, new longs? But NU has got more bullish movement away from it than EU and GU at this moment in time. AUD USD, same scenario, guys. You guys can obviously already notice that you've got higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We've got a new 4 hour range. So at this moment in time, all I'm waiting for is a pullback to see if we can fill in these imbalances and then potentially go long from here. Same with all the other major pairs, if that could happen. into this 4 hour demand, filling in imbalances, and then go. But at this moment in time, if you look at the one, much cleaner looking demand area than NU. You guys can see market has reacted from this 1 hour demand at this moment in time, um, which would have activated at 3 a.m. So I doubt that many of you guys potentially would have been gotten this trade. I haven't just because of the time. But yeah, man. That is obviously a clean move on AUD USD. What I'll be waiting for to now see if we can just break this high and create a new 1 hour range. Of course, make sure that you guys are so aware that we do have, like I said at the beginning, Fed fund rates tonight, FOMC press conference also at 8:30. So there will be some manipulation inside of the markets. And if you can get on the good side, amazing. But majority of people and majority of the time, you will not be on the good side of the market. So be very, very aware. USD CAD, pretty much the same, but the opposite, same as the US dollar, as you guys can see. What we want to obviously wait for is, or what I wanted to wait for is, can we see a pullback into this 4 hour supply and then get that movement away? Of course, what can happen, just as it did yesterday, is we, could consolidate, which it is doing, and then just pull out, create a new range, and then try and go from there. Um, and at this moment in time, if this pulls out and drops, then we'll have a new supply area to go from. So yeah, that is it from the four. If you look at the 1 hour, you can see why the market is moving the way it's moving. Pretty simple to see. This area of supply is in control. 1 hour supply area is in control. 1 hour lower high, 1 hour lower low, imbalance. And yeah, that is what is currently moving the markets downwards. Exact same scenario on USD CHF. You guys will be able to see that exactly the same as USD CAD. I want to see if we can punch above into this supply and then get that movement away into this area. This is an extreme level of supply, obviously, because that's the start of the imbalance. If you want, we could have this, you could have this area, you could have this whole area as a 4 hour supply area. Um, so yeah, obviously make sure that you guys know that as well. It don't have to be extremely strict to the point of where the imbalance started. This is the consolidation, this is the breakout, that's where supply is at this moment in time, which is controlling the market. So keeping my eye out for this whole area to see if the market does react from here and punch downwards. But yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty much the same as the USD CAD, where the market is currently in this 1 hour supply area, which as you guys can see, it is currently in this 1 hour supply. 1 hour lower high, 1 hour lower low. Yeah, so that is, where it is at this moment in time, and worth, obviously just keeping an eye on. What you guys can do, of course, is if we break above this, for instance, and you're an aggressive trader and you like trading 20 million times a day, you can obviously look for opportunities to long this into this area. Pretty simple. USD Japanese yen. I don't really like the way that USD Japanese yen is moved, if I'm honest. I really, really don't. But yeah, at this moment in time, I'll probably just be waiting to see because this is a 4 hour higher low, 4 hour higher high. If we can retrace, but if you look from this 4 hour supply area that we have, when we pulled out, this area wicked back in, filled in this imbalance, and then obviously so we're currently sat probably between a 1 hour range, I'm guessing. Um, maybe a two actually. Let me just have a quick look before. Yeah, it's just not clean. It's really not clean at all. There's a little 1 hour imbalance above here, which is where the market is currently reacting from. Let me just quickly show you guys that and zoom in. Remember what I always say, market's looking to rebalance itself and seek liquidity. This is rebalancing because look, there's an imbalance here. There's highs to be taken, which is liquidity, dip above, and then it's got that movement away. So yeah, of course, that's moving away from there. Doesn't like we're going to get this pullback into this area just right now. So Yeah, I just want to see more confirmation from USD Japanese yen. Just to be real with you guys, I don't really like the look of it. If I am being totally honest. Um, but yeah, that is pretty much it. It's dipped below this daily demand area as well. Yeah. So next area of demand would be around this area here, which this gap is, to see if the market can come into this area here. But yeah, that is it for my majors today, guys. Of course, we have heavy news, so it should be interesting tomorrow to see what happens. I can quickly flick through some of these cross pairs, but I'm not going to go into too much. You can see that this daily ranges from this daily higher low to this daily higher high. We're currently in this daily demand on AUD CHF, and we're starting to move away from the 4 hour demand area where this imbalance started. Of course, it'd be interesting to see if we can break above this area here, because this is still in control. This supply area will still be in control. This 4 hour supply. So two scenarios that we're waiting for is seeing how the market reacts. Is it going to give us bearishness from here? And obviously you can look for shorts. If if we don't, then obviously you can look for potential longs into this to see if we can break above this area and carry on. If we break above this issue area one, then of course I'll be targeting the rest of this imbalance and potentially this high here as well. So that's AUD CHF, AUD Japanese yen. Don't really like the look of it the most, but if you look from a daily, you can see that we're in this daily range. Let me just get rid of this Fibonacci a sec. You can see that in this daily range, daily higher, low, daily higher, high. This is our daily demand. This is where the imbalance started. We've tapped into this. Going on to the 4 market, it's not really clean, but it's moving away from more of a 1 hour structure. If you look at this scenario here, you can see market had this little bit of imbalance, created these lows, dipped in, and obviously slowly starting to move away. So, can we break above this high and this high? But I want it to be clean. I don't want it to be a wick like this above this high, because that's not giving me full confidence going, yeah, sweet, I'm going to look for longs. So I'm going to obviously keep an eye out on that. CAD Japanese, CHF Japanese yen, daily time frame, simple, daily demand, daily higher low, daily higher high. Going on to the 4, reacted out this daily demand. We slowly started to get that 4 hour structure. We had this 4 hour higher, lower high broke. So we do have this 4 hour, I think is it more of a lower time frame, 1 hour, 2 hour demand area that you can keep an eye on. Let's have a look on the one. Yeah, I'd probably just go off like this area to see what happens, but keeping my eye on the fact that look at where we're reacting from. Maybe let me just check the 4, more the 2 and the 1. The reason we're getting some volume down is if you look at this 1 hour, we're reacting out of this 1 hour supply at this moment in time, filled in that imbalance, and that 1 hour supply is in control. So as of right now, if you look at the structure on this, higher high, higher low, higher high. This should have been a higher low to go and create a new higher high. Failed to do that at this moment in time. If we break below, you can obviously then potentially look for shorts on CHF JPY. And this is 22 minutes left on this candle. So if it finishes as it is and finishes below this low, and it's a strong candle closure, I'll be looking for, oh, what the hell is that? I'll be looking for this area to potentially be my 1 hour supply area to look for shorts from. Yeah. CAD CHF at this moment in time coming into this 4 hour supply area. Yeah, you can see we've got an extreme level of supply and we've got this level of supply at this moment. So I'll be waiting to see if CAD CHF can, come into this area supply, give us a reaction from, and then go and break this low for a new range. That'll be interesting to see if we can do that. If we obviously break above, I'll be looking at rebalancing this market here and potentially coming up to this 4 hour supply area. If we look at the 2 and the 1, you can see obviously why this is a clean area of supply imbalance to fill. So yeah, that's what I've got for CAD CHF. Euro AUD, I don't think I really like the look of it that much. Might ignore this. Yeah, I might ignore that for now. Um, Euro Swiss, I want to see how the market reacts from this daily supply. This is the daily range, and this is the daily supply area here. but this is a valid pullback here. So I'm waiting to see how the market reacts. We have this as our daily supply, and then this is our extreme 4 hour supply. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this area. I'm going to be setting all my alerts as well very, very soon to see, what market does out of these areas on these cross pairs. Euro, CHF, daily demand candle, which I would like to be, filled, is down here. We have a lot of imbalance below. If you look at the four, you can see we have multiple areas. This being my favorite area, or this area here, of course. This one I'm just marked out to see if we're going to break. This is not something that I'm interested in looking for long from. But yeah, I'm looking to see if Eurocard can dip below and potentially move away from either this area of demand or this area of demand here. If we look at the Fibonacci, you can see that Eurocard from this higher low, from this higher low to this higher high, both demand areas, this one and this one, are below the 50%, which is in a discounted area. So that would be a strong confluence to look out for. What else have we got? Euro, Japanese yen. Again, I don't think the Japanese yen's at this moment in time my favorite pairs because of the daily. So, look at Euro, Great British Pound reacting out this daily supply area at this moment in time. We've come back up. We've taken out the high as well, and we slowly start to move away. If you look at the four, what can you see happen? The 4 hours actually, if you look at the one, we took out these highs, imbalance above, tapped into this unmitigated 1 hour supply area, and it's slowly starting to move away. So obviously prioritizing to see if we can get more, more downwards movement on this, potentially just waiting for this level of area on the 1 hour to break, and then potentially looking for a 1 hour supply area to short to carry on targeting this low and all of these lows here as liquidity points. Great British Pound, Canadian dollar. If you look at where we're at, we're in this daily area from, in fact, let's quickly jump to the daily. We got in this daily supply, which we're reacting from right now, but we're in this daily range, daily higher low, daily higher high. So I'm expecting to see if we can get down into this daily demand. But if you follow the structure on the four, what's going on? Well, you can see that market has higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we break, we come back up, manipulate and liquidate, and now we're getting that movement away. So if we go down to the two and the one, you'll be able to see a lot more clearer. We've liquidated this high, and now I'm going to look to see if we do break this low here to then target shorts. And if you target shorts, you've got a lot of liquidity points that we can potentially look out for, even that daily demand area. So it'll be interesting to see if we can break and then get this pullback to then carry on looking for the shorts on GBP CAD. Definitely keeping your eye out for that, guys. And then NZ Japanese yen, I'm not interested in as well. So that is what I've got for today with the cross pairs, major pairs. And yeah, man, I hope that you guys got some value from this call. As I said at the beginning, make sure you got your notifications turned on. You need them turned on. Obviously, I noticed the views on the videos have dropped a lot. I think it's because I'm not reminding people that there's an upload. Every single person that's on these videos are adults. So if you have to be reminded that a video is uploaded, you're the issue. No one else is. So yeah, make sure you got notifications turned on. I appreciate every single one of you. Have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Take care and God bless.